Part 2. So, since we're still having problems in Charlottesville about the statues and all the other racist things that could possibly go wrong, you know, that's one of the reasons why I keep coming back to this topic. It's not that I'm trying to get on y'all nerve, but the more aware you are of what's going on in your town, the more aware you will be when something crazy goes down. I'm going to take y'all back to August 12th. A week before August 12th, up into the very last 2 days before August 12th, the city of Charlottesville basically put out a mandate. It's not a legal mandate, but they put out a mandate. They told everybody in Charlottesville by way of radio, by way of television. They may have told us by way of Facebook about Mr. Kessler's rally and whatever the hell caused the August 12th rally. Now, 2 weeks before that, at the beginning of August, we had a KKK meeting, which went off with almost no violence at all, which was some shit I couldn't understand because when I was growing up, and before I was growing up, before I existed, the KKK was the model of racism. Cowards in hoods running around killing black people, lynching them, burning crosses in their yard, hanging them by trees, and doing all kinds of dirty, evil, deceitful shit. Causing things to go from bad to worse. There's nothing good about that. Nothing. So when the Unite the Right came and they had the permits and all this stuff, the city took the initiative to try to make sure that they opened up all kinds of activities around the city. All kinds of activities. They had stuff at the X Park. They had things anywhere and everywhere to keep everyone away from downtown. However, we have this thing called freedom of speech. We also have this thing called the right to bear arms. They're called amendment rights. As a person who did not participate in any of the August 12th stuff, I stayed at home because they said to stay the hell at home. Lots of people did not heed that warning. And because of that, 3 people lost their lives, which I'm not saying it's really their fault, but the city just wasn't prepared for the shit that was about to go down. And worse than that, more people either went to jail or got seriously injured, especially with Miss Hayer's death, with the guy plowing over top of everybody with his damn car because he was radicalized by their Facebook or what other social media that the alt-right people had. There were guns brought there because of the open carry laws. People were using tables. People were using shields. People were using spray cans with Zippo lighters to make flamethrowers. And all of this because of somebody not liking statues, walking through a park, and instead of just doing a peaceful thing, be bigger than the enemy. Find a different route. As a martial artist, yes, I'm bringing up martial arts for this. It is called Kung Fu Havoc. Number 2. As a martial artist, almost every sensei that I've ever had, and I said almost, not every single one, but almost every single sensei that I've had, has always told me to avoid conflict until you can't. Apparently, no one else in the universe got that message and decided that we're not going to avoid conflict. We're going to raise our opinion. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with raising your opinion. But when it costs people their lives, opinions no longer matter because a life can't be given back once you take it. When you sit here and you radicalize people to come and do your dirty work because you don't have the strength or the bravery to do it yourself. This young man that killed Miss Hare and plowed through a whole bunch of people of color on the downtown mall, and y'all can Google it. Just Google August 12th, Charlottesville, Virginia. You'll find it. Trust me, you will find it. It's been on CNN, NBC, ABC, CBS, even Fox. You will find it. All of this was for nothing. Statues are still there. Their names are up for being changed again. And more importantly, her mural has been canceled. It's like, what are you guys doing? city shows who's like not gonna do the mural for her now. It's like she lost her life for nothing. The statues can't be removed. The park's names have to be changed again. And the worst part about the whole thing is that the main people that suffer are the people who got ran over by the car. I don't feel bad for the guy running over anybody. I feel bad for his parents. I should feel bad for him, but after a certain age, I don't give a damn who you are. Unless you are legally retarded. And I mean legally retarded. You're living at like the Ark, or you have a special person who's your assistant that lives with you, bathes you, washes you, feeds you, whatever, and you can't live by yourself and you're basically drooling everywhere and someone has to take care of you until you pass away. Um, After you get past the age of 7, I'm gonna say 7 because most kids are pretty fucking intelligent. Whether we give them the credit or not, most kids are pretty fucking intelligent. After you get past the age of 7, you know right from wrong. I don't give a damn who you are, unless you are legally and completely, totally, mentally fucking retarded. You know right from wrong. Kids are not born racist. We teach them that shit. But at some point in our lives, we have to take responsibility. At some point in our lives, we have to say enough is enough, and that we, as the adults, need to stop teaching our kids how to hate people with the one thing that no one can change. No one. And I'm not talking about like in the movie Soul Man where the star took tannin pills and became tan. If that was real, a bunch of white people would probably take tannin pills that want to be tan, and a bunch of black people who want to be white will find some bleaching pills and take that. I don't know if that was real. I think it was mostly makeup. I appreciate the actor that played in it because he's made some badass movies. I can't remember his name right now, but that's not the point. The point of the matter is that no one can change the skin that they're in. You were born in the body that the hands of fate, destiny, God, whatever you want to call it, put you in. But by the time you were 7 years old, unless you were mentally ill, you should know right from wrong. You should know that you don't steal because people work hard for their shit. You should know that you don't kill because you don't have the right to take someone's life. You should know that you should not go around causing problems for other people just because you think that you can. I'm going to end this because I don't want to get too upset because I had like 2 or 3 more videos to shoot. But I'm going to end this on this. If we were all the same, how much of a boring world would we be? No culture, no religion, just a bunch of naked ass people running around with no clothing. You know, we have choice, we have free will. You have a choice in life to do right or do wrong. And there are some of us, myself included, that walk right down the middle. Because sometimes I've done wrong shit to accomplish something good. It might not have been the best way to do it, but I done done it, I can't undo it, and I can't take it back. By the way, none of that has been in motivation by racism. I have done things to people who have done and said shit to me that was racially motivated. One of the worst things I ever did was punch a girl in the mouth for calling me a nigger. Now some of you are watching that and saying, well, she deserved it. No, she didn't. Because as a martial artist, I knew better. But at the time, in the heat of the moment, I couldn't control my hand. By the time I knew what happened, my hand was back on my side and there was blood there. Then I was sitting in the office. Did I pay for that crime? No, I didn't. But in my mind, I pay for it every time I think about it. Because as a martial artist, I was trained to hurt people. I should be able to walk away. As a martial artist, I know that there's 365 pressure points in the human body, and I know 250 of them will kill you dead, and I know the 250. The trick in a fight is actually being able to get to them on the opponent. That's the only difference maker. You have to actually be able to get to that. But as far as racism goes, we raise our children to be racist. We do. Our schools raise them to be racist, and I got proof of that, when you do Black History Month. up until I was in like the fourth or fifth grade when we started doing Black History Month, and they let us watch like Roots and Shaka Zulu and shit like that. My white friends tapered off. You know, some of my true white friends still stuck with me. They still hit me up on Facebook every now and again. Y'all know who y'all are. Thank you for being there. As I got into my 20s, one of my friends who was no longer my friend, I guess, I'm still her friend. She's not mine, apparently. She wasn't my friend that day. I tried to speak to her, and she completely ignored me. And she was never like that in high school. You know, she spoke to the geeks and freaks like me, and she was a nice person. And all of a sudden, it was like, I'm out of high school. I don't have to talk to your ass now because you're a person of color and fuck you. And that's basically how I felt. I'm not going to shout her name out. I know who she is. I will never forget it because I was at work that day and she was a student at UVA and I was working while going to Piedmont. This was back in our 20s. We just got out of high school, not too long out of high school. And I spoke to her. I pretty much screamed her name like 5 times. And she looked at me twice and kept walking. And she was by herself, so there were no other white people around. There were no other black people around. It was just me and her. I will tell you that she saved me from an incident in the library at CHS from a teacher named Miss Lyons, who apparently thought I was stupid because I was colored and didn't know the Dewey Decimal System and didn't know how to do my ABCs. But this young lady, who would not speak to me 2 years out of high school, or 3 years out of high school, whenever it was like between 95 and 97. I know we got out of high school in 93. So between 2 and 3 years out of high school, she completely, same girl, completely, totally ditched me. So apparently getting out of high school made her a racist. She wasn't a racist in high school. And then I come to find out on other people's Facebooks that other people that I knew that went to school are basically racist now. It's like, wow, getting out of school changed the shit out of some people. And some of them were my white friends. But going back to what I was saying before that, by the time I got to the 5th grade, a lot of my white friends tapered off. And then when they found out that I wasn't just black, I was like Native American and white as well as black, it only got worse from there. And it was like more people of white nature tend to taper off. Now, all my true white and Asian friends have stuck with me through the end, and they still contact me every now and again on Facebook just to see if I'm breathing, and I thank them for that. But that one particular girl never apologized, never made effort, and I forgive her, which is why I haven't blasted her name out there. I will say that her initials start with an E, and for those who went to high school with us, y'all will know who she was if I tell you. But, I'm not going to do that because that only makes me worser than what she did to me. But, by the time I got out of that job the next day, actually, it hurt my feelings so bad that I would actually, when the cooks and stuff at the Colonnade Hotel would take breaks, I would take a break at that same time every day to see if she would come through. Because I was mad. I was going to ask her what the hell was her problem. Never happened. Haven't seen her since that day. No longer am I looking for her. Don't care. You can't change a person. You can't change their ethnicity. You can't change how they feel about you because you don't have the same ethnicity. And the one thing I've learned as time has gone on, that no matter what you do, if someone's going to hate you, they're going to hate you. Sometimes it's about your race. Sometimes it's just because you're an asshole. But here's the thing about me. I've never said that I wasn't anybody's asshole. I'm probably the biggest asshole that everybody knows. But the thing is, I keep that shit real. And that's why if I'm an asshole, hey, obviously 35 people like me because I'm a real person. I keep that real. I don't sugarcoat that shit and I don't lie. And racism is something that we all have to sit down and talk. You get 4 Democrats and 4 Republicans and 4 independents. And why I say 4? So you can have 2 white females, 2 white males. Alright? And each one from a party. A white female and a white male from the Democrat and Republican. A white female and a white male from the independents. So if you get 4 from each party, that means you have to add 2 other ethnicities into it. So you get some Asians, and you get some blacks, and then you get some Latin people in there. Although technically Latin people are technically descendants of Asians, and the only reason they speak Spanish is because Cortez fucked up them. Just like the main reason why most Native Americans try to speak English is because the Europeans fucked us up, and they won all the fights. So, if 4 of each and of 2 of each gender sit down and put what we hate about each other's races, not political affiliations, just races in general, if we're all honest about it and realize that the one thing that we can't change is skin color, why is there racism? A person's an asshole. It don't matter what color your skin is. If you're an asshole, you're an asshole. If you're a bad person, you're a bad person. It's just that simple. There are bad Native Americans. There are bad Europeans. There are bad black people. There are bad Asians. But not all of us should be judged by the actions of some other asshole in which the clan we come from. There's just as many good people as there are bad. And the good people want to make a difference. The bad people want to cause the problem. And there's a song from it's either Coldplay where it says, it might be U2. I get them both confused sometimes. I'm not a part of the cure. I'm a part of the disease. Well, once we realize that we are all a part of the disease, it's time for us to flip the script and start becoming a part of the cure. The best way to cure racism is to address that shit head on. Alright? We all have racist tensions mostly because of racial stereotypes that the old generation brought into existence that never needed to exist in the first place, but there it is. If you don't have any colored friends, excuse me, and if you're colored and don't have any white friends, it's generally because of where you live, your dichotomy, or you're scared to go make friends of a different ethnicity just because you're scared of how they're going to react to you because they might be racist. Which is for the most part probably true. But you won't know until you try. So here's the thing. Stop being a racist. Acknowledge people for who they are, not for what their ethnicity is. I'm James Williams Jr., and for the record, I am of Cherokee, black, and white ethnicity. Remember it. Be seeing you.